Now, for more on this, we are joined by political analyst David Dunn, who is a professor of international politics in the Department of Political Science and International Studies at the University of Birmingham. Thank you so much, Mr. Dunn, for joining us today on the broadcast.
Good to be here.
So let me start by asking that Trump has repeatedly vowed to end Russia's full-scale war on Ukraine. And now as the conflict is entering the fourth stage, with Trump giving out a lot of aggressive orders which are not a threat anymore. And now in the backdrop of that, how do you see this equalization tactic panning out for both the nations? And how would that affect the bilateral ties between Ukraine and the United States?
Well, what we've seen is that Trump has moved away from his rather bizarre claim that he could end the war within 24 hours. And what he's done is appoint a General Kellogg, to spend 6 months or so looking at ways to win the war, and he's called on Russia to stop its aggression. But what it looks like is that he is more interested in bringing the war to a close rather than a particularly just settlement. But simply calling on Russia to stop its invasion is unlikely to bring about a result. Most people speculate that what will likely happen is that there will be some form of ceasefire, but it's not clear whether Russia will be willing to support that, because just now they're making territorial gains and they see the support of Ukraine from the United States having weakened, and therefore they may feel that they can carry on. Nor is it clear that Zelensky will necessarily agree to the terms that Trump seems to be wanting to impose, because for them it's a matter of life and death.
Right. Building on that, Mr. Dunn, I want to ask that how would you anticipate this quid pro quo actually materializing, and what all would it entail?
Well, this is typical Trump. He is very transactional. He is very much America first, and therefore he looks at the fact that Congress has pledged all this aid to Ukraine, and he wants something back. For him, it's not enough that actually America is defending the free world against Russian aggression. For Trump, it's the bottom line that seems to count, and therefore he is calling for a quid pro quo with regard to these rare earth materials. Now, from Ukraine's perspective, the fact that actually Trump has a material interest in Ukraine is probably seen as a good thing, because he wouldn't then want all of Ukraine to be overrun by Russia if he thinks that he would then lose out from getting rare earth materials from Ukraine in return. And they are so desperate at this stage that they're probably happy to agree for there to be a quid pro quo, because that's a thing that will take a long time down the road, because just now those rare earth materials aren't mined. But if they can pledge that they will repay, then hopefully that will give Trump, that stake in Ukraine that he doesn't otherwise have. But it grates a bit. The Europeans and other countries are giving unconditional aid to Ukraine, but Trump is Trump. He comes at it like a real estate mogul rather than a principled politician.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Dunn, for sharing with our viewers the complexities of this issue at hand and sharing your perspective with us. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.